What is up, gamers? And with the announcement that we now know Cyclops, Storm, Beast, and Sunspot are going to be coming in at least the first part of the X-Men 97 update. We don't know if there's going to be a further part after that, but knowing that those are the tier 4s potentially locked in, we can make some decisions. And it being Blast Day today, and me still having the chance up on a Blast book, I gotta tier 4 somebody right now, and I would be Storm if I didn't already have her tier 4, so I can make the most and I can saturate and be as efficient as possible with my Blast books. Now, really quickly, I didn't cover this on the video yesterday. I apologize, I didn't realize it was available, but there you go. We can see the in-game models for Beast, Sunspot, Cyclops, and Storm here with the announcement. This is a massive, massive typo. It's not Thursday, June 2nd, because that day doesn't exist. It's Monday, June 2nd at 6 p.m. Pacific or 9 p.m. Eastern, and this is the date that we expected there to be a live stream with 3RL. So we will get to see the 4 new mutants at that point, and I'll be live, of course, Monday, June 2nd, not yesterday, at about 9 p.m. to dive into that. But in the meantime, because there's only one Blast mutant left for me, well, is there only one Blast mutant left for me to tier 4? Blast mutant. Yes, it's just Cyclops. Wow, yeah, it is. No, Gambit. Gambit. Oh, Gambit. Oh, silly Gambit. Well, Gambit would be... So let me tell you this right now. If Gambit had not gotten a seasonal, I would 100% have chosen Gambit right now. 100% I'd be tier 4 in Gambit right now. If he had gotten a tier 4 a couple of years ago or whatever, a year ago, and his uniform was already kind of baking in the sun and sort of being overcooked. But this uniform being as new as it is, I don't think, and especially because it's a seasonal, I have no, I have pretty much, like, there's a 1% chance for me in my head, speculatively, maybe 5% tops, that they're going to replace this uniform. It would be silly. They'd be leaving a bunch of crystals on the table for no reason, and it would have just called into question why they had released it as a seasonal in the first place. Gambit does feature pretty, importantly in X-Men 97, but I guess they decided to go another direction with it. Maybe there were enough Blast types already that Gambit was just kind of over saturating the typing. But we do have the boy Cyclops, and I've actually wanted to tier 4 him for a while, but I could not do that with the way that the devs had treated him, as far as not releasing a uniform when they gave him a tier 4 last year. To date, the only character in the game that got a naked tier 4. And yeah, he's got quite a few looks, but I mean, Spider-Man, Thor, these guys have like, 2-3 times as many uniforms, so he doesn't even have that many. So it wasn't really an issue, and this was from 2022. So there really was no excuse. It was 2 years later, and there really was no excuse to not give Cyclops a uniform. So I'm hoping, here's hoping, fingers crossed, they rectify it this time. They're not just going to make him a slightly better support, they're actually going to make him a banger. Now, whether they make him a banger for PvE or whether they make him a banger for PvP is yet to be seen. And I know some of you are probably thinking, what is Alex talking about? Is it just because he's obsessed with PvP that he always tries to, shoehorn it in to conversations? No. Let me tell you, let me put you on some game. If you haven't been here since 2016, if you're not a dinosaur like me, Cyclops back in the day, back in 2016, was one of the first characters to have enables attacking enemies who have activated the ignore targeting effect. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, with 100% chance to penetrate, 100%. The laser point strike, was Cyclops' bread and butter for iframe ignore. Look at this, ready? And he's got this little trail of, like, he's moving so fast, he's got this like trail of body behind him. Really, really cool effect. And also, Cyclops is tier 3, man. One of the coolest. He just gets up there and unleashes hell on you. Just looks so cool, man. Just looks so cool. More recently, with Cyclops, you have the walking 5th skill that they introduced with, I think, Phoenix 5, or maybe it was Marvel Now. But this is one of the most insane aura farming abilities in the game. He just walks toward you and blasts laser. This is just so sick. This is just so sick. Yeah, cannot get over how crazy that aura farm is. So I actually really like Cyclops. I've liked him for a long time. He's just been shitty, and he's just been a support cuck for this like 5 years now, basically. So hopefully they will do something for the boy, whether it's for PvE, whether it's for PvP. They do say, look at this. For PvP and PvE, they say he's a leader, dealer, and support. Buddy, he's just the first one and the third one. He's not a dealer, but they can make him a dealer. They can certainly try. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and tier 4 him. Oh, we have a ticket. We're not gonna use that. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and tier 4 him, boys. We've got just under 40,000 carbo. Damn, I was hoping we had the big 4-0. Never seen that number before. But we got 39. I said 89. 39,778. And then for the Soul of the Faltine, we got 31,870. I'm losing my vision here. All right, let's go ahead and begin the process. 13. Okay. 13. Okay. 7. Okay, nice. 21. Okay, go back down. 25. Oof. Okay. Getting beat up, getting a little hard body karate there for the first one. That was a bit overpriced, but we'll see how the rest of it holds for us. 1, 4, 14, 22. You got to go down, bro. 23. Oof. Okay. All right. We're overpaying for Cyclops. There is no more humorous 7, 8 script than this. 15, 14, 1. 13. Okay, 15, 14, 13 was pretty funny. But we're still in overpriced territory, by the way. We're still in overpriced territory. We need to hit some single digits here. 15 on the second gear. Okay, 5, 6, 7. 12, 1. 21. Oof. Okay, yeah. A bit of an overpay. That's okay. We make hay all day in the sleigh. Sorry. Yeah. I have a bit of personal superstition that when I tier 4 old characters, like when I go back and tier 4 characters a year later, 2 years later, whatever, 6 months later, that they're overpriced. And I usually only get discounts on characters that I'm tier 4ing like day 1 or like within the first week. But that's, again, just my like superstition. So there you go. It rang us 5,000 and change, 5,200 for just the gears. So that means with the gears, he's going to cost us 6,000 carbonadium, which is very, very fun. And then 3,000, 4,500, 4,900 roughly on the Soul of the Faltine. So yeah, definitely overpaid for the boy Cyclops, but that's okay. I'm mainly doing it for the books, believe it or not. I'm doing it for the books. I'm doing it for the aura, insane aura. And then I'm doing it for the agent level XP, which we're about to see. Or the character level XP. This little bar that's going to... Well, you're not going to... This one. That one. Just got to get one or two more tier 4s. And that will level up again, so I can creep closer and closer to top 500. But there you go. We got Cyclops tier 4 now. I'm rank 500. We got a pretty decent setup on him with Power of Angry Hulk, and we have the artifact, which gives him increased damage dealt to boss types. This is a very good artifact for PvE. Some notables that have it include Iron Man and Namor. So you can really, 20% there for Iron Man on the 5-star. And then I believe the boy Namor has a 6-star. Yeah, so it goes up to 25%. So I don't know if Cyclops' scales that hard. It might, which is pretty crazy to go from 14 to 25%. It goes up to 20. So it's kind of interesting. They gave Cyclops a worse artifact than Namor. I wonder why. I wonder if it's because Namor's paywall or what. It's 20% in 0.1 versus Namor's 25% in 0.4. So it's like a lot worse. It's like a lot worse. What that means for Cyclops on the good side is that you don't need a 6-star, right? Like the difference between a 4-star and a 6-star is not going to be that much because it only goes up to 20%. So actually, I'm only off by 6%, right? Because it goes up to 20%, but the 0.1 stays the same. And the 0.1 is going to add, if I have, whatever, 3,500. Yeah, I have about 3,400. Multiply that by 0.001. That's 3.4. So we add about, 3.5%. So it only goes up to 17. So the absolute high end, of course, you can level up a 6-star artifact to plus 20. And a 6-star artifact at plus 20 with the right instinct is going to give you 1,400. I know that that's going to put me at about 4,700 instinct for Cyclops. So that means I know it'll be 4.7%, which only represents 1.5% more. So what I'm trying to say is, yeah, what I'm trying to say is the difference between a 4-star +2 artifact for Cyclops and a 6-star +20 is like less than 10%. Or maybe like 11%, 10 or 11%. It's not very much in the grand scheme of things, right? It's the difference between 20% increased damage to boss types and 30%, which again is kind of crazy because then the 6-star Namor goes hard. But yeah, it's good for Cyclops and for the regular Cyclops enjoyers. Not so good for the hardcore min-maxers. But yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of Cyclops. Cyclops gets additional Pierce? I actually didn't know what his tier 4 ability is. So he gets additional Pierce. He gets 5% additional Pierce for 10 seconds. He heals 10% for 10 seconds straight. And then he increases his energy attack up to 100%. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good tier 4. Like no joke here. If they give Cyclops a really good rework, they make him really tanky, and they give him really, really high damage, and they give back his iframe ignore with 100% penetration, like he had on his original kit, he could be a hybrid beast. Like, not beast Hank McCoy, but he could be a hybrid monster, you know? Crazy. Anyways, guys, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of the big psych. I gotta go farm the book that I just used up here. Anyways, and I'll see you, smash like when you enjoy the content, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.